reel over 1 or 2 negative ones. Me too, Kyle. It makes me physically sick all over my sandwiches. Unfortunately, as a bitter, confused 43-year-old man trapped inside a 26-year-old's body, I feed off the hate. It gives me energy, it gives me focus, like some sort of dementor with a YouTube channel. So with that in mind, we're going back in one more time into the sewers of the YouTube comment section. But I want you to remember, these comments aren't just simply from donkeys who've discovered words. They're from real, actual people with views and opinions that deserve to be heard. And I think you'll find this a rewarding, educational experience if you try to see each comment objectively, not as hate mail, but as a piece of knowledge, a gift waiting to be unwrapped. Loser ass Eurotrash cunt. I know why you come off as an obnoxious, disrespectful turd. It's because you are in fact an obnoxious, disrespectful turd. Or dickhead for short. Seriously, you should reassess how you put your videos together. Bit of a weird remark, that one, isn't it? Because there's the sentence structure of a 6-year-old, but there's also big words like obnoxious being used, so a mystery. But I have reassessed how I put my videos together, and I've decided, given that your name is Rabbit Phobia, I'm now going to put a rabbit in every single future video, irrespective of context. Because maybe then you won't come back, like you did again on another video. I can't believe how much like a little bitch you whinged about getting up at 4:30 AM. For fuck's sake, I bet there are fishmongers in that market that have been doing it for decades. If a fishmonger gets up at 4:30 every day for decades, it's probably not that difficult to do, is it? It's just your average way of life as a fishmonger. You call me a little bitch, and yet you have a phobia of rabbits. The one fucking animal you don't need to be afraid of unless you have a really nice garden of lettuce. You might be afraid of rabbits, but I roll around in a pile of rabbits just for fun. Look, there's a video of that actually happening. I'm not mental. So in conclusion, I might be an obnoxious, disrespectful little bitch, but I'm still better than you.
Go fuck yourself.
And seeing as we're on the subject of terrifying animals, 2 months ago I made a video about some Japanese beef, and during the video I swore a few times, you know, like you do, like I do anyway. What I didn't anticipate was that the act of swearing in a cow-related video would be justifiable cause for outrage. You are a fucking bastard. You keep on saying fuck word publicly on your fucking videos, son of a bitch. Cow is a good animal. Respect it. Look, motherfucking dickless. Fuck me, it's either a cow that's learned how to speak, or it's a really angry guy somewhere in India. I'd like to point out that this person isn't necessarily mental. In Hinduism, of course, cows are seen as holy beings, and perhaps he just wanted to defend that. Now, I always like to make an effort when respecting other people's religious beliefs, apart from last month when I made a video about Jesus Christ dying in a Japanese village. But, you know, he probably did. But I can't help but think this reaction is a little bit over the top, especially given that I didn't direct my swear words at a specific cow. It's not as though I walked through a fucking barn methodically insulting every single cow in my field of view one by one, although now I wish I had done. Do you swear in public in other countries and think it is okay? Yeah. I'd like to think humanity has more pressing issues than me making some noises with my mouth in public. You are provocative. You are provocative. Seriously, Noah, who writes that? It sounds like an amazing tagline for a new brand of aftershave. Swear to be bold. Bold. Swear to be different. Different. Swear to be provocative. 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 The new fragrance from Noah Shirakawa. Break all the rules. Just don't swear in public. There you go, Noah. Not only are you named after a guy who built a really good boat, but a weird stranger turned your stupid comments into an advert for aftershave. Now I see why some viewers are annoyed that I focus on the hate comments. That is pretty special treatment. This narrator has a bitchy smug face. Well, that's because every time I pull a bitchy smug face, your mum gives me a biscuit. Stop bouncing up and down in your vid. So annoying. It probably had some good things to say, but I couldn't watch and or listen with all that bouncing around. I don't bounce, do I? I think I'm fairly certain you're the only person, Russell Ramsey, to have this as an issue, which leads me to believe perhaps you have some sort of gift, like a sixth sense, where you can detect physical movement in a way that most of us can't. Or you've been drinking too much coffee again in your mental asylum. Japanese hate deeply the hypocrisy manner. Turn back where you're from, never back here. A message there from Full On Cock. Oh, sorry, Fu On Cock. I like this comment because whilst it's obviously someone making an angry remark in poor English, there's also a poetic quality to it, I find. Turn back where you're from, never back here. It's the sort of thing you would say to someone who told you they loved you, but you didn't feel the same way. So they're like, oh, I love you. And you kind of go, well, I don't know, I don't feel the same way. Turn back where you're from, never back here. And they're like, yeah, I understand. I think there's a whole film waiting to be based around that one line, that entire premise. But yeah, it's amazing what ideas you come up with whilst reading comments from fucking idiots. You actually kind of look like John Oliver with glasses. Nah, I don't see it. That said, I do quite like John Oliver. He's one of 2 talk show hosts I can bear on American TV, along with Conan. I like Conan. Oh, and you did get James Corden as well, to be fair, singing songs in a car. It's really good, isn't it?
Look at this pathetic white guy. He thinks Japanese people are going to accept him.
Natsuki. Do you accept me as a person? Do you accept me for who I am?
Yeah, of course.
Really?
Yeah, you're a nice guy.
Great, that's a relief to hear. Thanks very much.
But you're very smug.
People like you disgust me. How does it feel knowing that you will never be a part of Japanese culture, no matter how badly you want to? You pathetic approval-seeking, weeaboo English teacher. I'm sure you went to Japan because nobody likes your sorry ass in England. Japanese people will never accept you. Faggot.
Shit. It's not every day you get successfully psychoanalysed by a 15-year-old boy using a photo of a girl in a bikini to look cool. But it's true, all of it. Like thousands of people who come to Asia to teach English every year, I didn't come for adventure or discovery or learning a new culture or a new language or seeing the world from a different perspective. No, I came because I was a loser in my own country. I used to just walk down the street in England and people would come up to me and look at me with disgust and then just be sick all over my t-shirt or jumper depending on what I was wearing that day. And it was horrible, you know. Do you know what that feels like? Probably not, I don't. But I decided the only logical thing that made sense, the only thing I could do was to move to Japan, you know, start again. And things have been pretty good since then. And, you know, I appreciate your concern and your kind words. So, you know, thank you. Thank you very much.
Dear people who type in all lowercase, we are the difference between helping your Uncle Jack off a horse and helping your uncle jack off a horse. Sincerely, capital letters.
Well, that's not a hate comment, that's just a really good grammar lesson. I wonder, have you ever thought about teaching English in Asia? Nah, probably not. You've got to be a loser in your own country first to qualify.
Please don't show clowns in your video, please.
I think we all know what's about to happen. But not only am I going to show clowns on the screen for the next 5 seconds, I'm also going to cure you of your fear using an advanced form of hypnotherapy. I read it in a magazine once, but apparently if you juxtapose something that you're afraid of with unconventional sounding music, it can actually cure you of that fear because you see it from a kind of a different perspective. So with that in mind, yeah, it didn't work, did it? You know, at the start of this video I was optimistic that we could learn something of value from these comments, and I think looking back now in hindsight we can safely say we've learned nothing, absolutely nothing. I was delusional to think I'd find something. You know, once you've had an Australian magazine refer to you as an alternative theorist, that shit starts to go to your head. I'm not an alternative theorist, I'm a loser with a bitchy smug face. At a push though, I think I've learned no matter what you say or no matter what you do, you'll always offend someone somewhere in the world for reasons you couldn't possibly comprehend. I also learned that there are people out there still called Noah, which I genuinely didn't know, and I quite like it. It's a nice name. I think that's the one thing I've said in this entire video that isn't sarcastic or ironic either. But I do hope that you've learned something of value on our 10-minute journey together. Many thanks for watching, guys. Now, if you don't mind, I've got to bounce over to a farmyard and verbally insult a field of cows. I'll see you later.